Plus. Time for that pep talk.
All right, and welcome back to the Be Positive Music Show. Of course, right here live on SiriusXM channel 154 and Holy Culture Radio. It's your host here, B Plus, and before we get into today's halftime pep talk, I do want to get you guys caught up with what you heard on the first half of today's show. Now, on the first quarter of today's show, I want to highlight some of my favorite singles of the year. So I kicked things off with King Jesus. That was by KB and No Big Deal. And then the next song was entitled Misconceptions 4. Of course, that was Lecrae, and that's off of his Church Clothes 4 album. That was featuring AI The Anomaly, John Keith, and once again, No Big Deal. And then the third song I played was by Hovey, and the name of that song was called Beautiful. Also, very dope music video for that song as well. Now, let's switch gears really quickly and have a little quick pep talk. And I just want to highlight something great that the Lord has done in my life this year, and that, quite frankly, is this show. About a year ago, I was contemplating starting a podcast. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I was just kind of contemplating it, and I didn't know behind the scenes. Trig, I had met him the previous year, and he was in the works working on this deal with SiriusXM, and he tapped me on the shoulder with this opportunity, and God just kind of had this enormous blessing and just kind of placed it in my lap. And I remember tweeting out around that time in April of last year that I just hope that I steward this time of my life well. This is an enormous opportunity, but this is an enormous opportunity to bless others with, and I just was praying that I'm able to do that well. I mean, I'm sharing a platform with people that I look up to, like DJ Wado, the guys over at Track Stars. I mean, I grew up listening to DJ Delight and DJ iRock Jesus, and now I'm blessed to share a platform with them. So I just want to steward this season of my life well, and it's just really a blessing to be able to share something that I'm very passionate about, and that is Christian hip hop music. So I want to thank Trig for his leadership and all that he does behind the scenes, keeping the wheels turning. Also got to shout out Max. He's behind the scenes, making sure that everything's sounding right on the back end. And thank him for being patient with me as I'm learning this whole radio world. I'm very much a newbie when it comes to all this stuff. So shout out to him, and also shout out to Avis. She does a whole lot of work with our social media, her creativity, her consistency. So shout out to her, and just shout out to the entire HCR family. I learned so much. I listen throughout the day to all the shows, and I just learn and pick up so much from everyone. So thank you to the entire HCR team. Thank you guys for listening. And that's just today's pep talk. I just want to give some flowers to the entire squad, the listeners, and also the ones on the Holy Culture Radio squad. So with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into one of my favorite albums of the year, and that is Church Clothes 4. I did this album review, this recap countdown on this album, and I want to share that again in this best of show. So you guys stay tuned right here. This is the Be Positive Music Show right here on Holy Culture Radio. You guys keep it locked.
Holy Culture Radio.